The One. Looking back, it makes sense I called in my Hawaiian beloved to help me finally heal this last deep wound of finding the true love within. After Fearless Freedom was published, I went right back into the mind loops and questioning. I was not walking my talk 100%. I was living from the confusion of my mind and not the clarity of my heart. Right before Fearless Freedom was published, I had a psychic reading with one of my clients. I have never had a psychic reading before, but I adored my client, and she frequently gave me messages from Spirit and my angels during our yoga and qigong sessions that were right on the money. So I thought, why not? As well-intentioned as this beautiful medium was, she had no idea the monster created from the information she shared with me. She told me I would meet the one, and he would be my business partner and husband and videographer, all rolled up in a perfect package. I would never have to worry about doing it all by myself anymore. He would also take care of all my legal matters. And we would meet at one of my book events, definitely by the summer solstice on June 21st. We would know each other instantly by the dance in our hearts. I had that reading recorded on my phone and repeated it in my head daily. Although eager with anticipation for the one to enter my stratosphere, it brought even more anxiety to my already nerve-wracking book events. It wasn't bad enough that I had to share my life in public. Every single event, I was also looking around wondering, is he the one? Could it be him? Is he here? Maybe he'll come later. What will I say? Will we recognize each other? It was a mind trip. By June, I still hadn't met the one, but had the idea stuck in the back of my mind that it would happen by the summer solstice. I had one more book event left. I was lost in the mind loops and insane in the membrane. June 9th, Strawberry Full Moon Drum Circle. I had made arrangements for an employee from FiOS, Verizon, to come to the event to interview me about my book and film the drum circle I had planned as part of the event. The whole thing was to be broadcasted on television. I had spoken with the man from Verizon over the phone a couple of times, but hadn't met him yet in person. When we met at the beach for the interview, he felt like an old friend I just bumped into again. There was an immediate familiar connection. I felt comfortable around him and wanted to stay by his side, but I tore myself away since I was the main feature of the drum circle. Could this be him? I couldn't help but question. After all, he was a videographer, and we had instant familiar connection and ease. It was June 9th and time was almost out. I was taken aback a bit because I didn't know the one was going to be in a black wrapper. Not that I was complaining, it was just a surprise. We became fast friends. He was solid and so supportive of me and my divine purpose. I approached my brother's teacher for guidance because I was so confused. I was trying to fit him into the psychic's reading of being the one. She straight out said to me, "It's your ego, brother." I agreed with her. Yeah, you're right. I think she was surprised at my response, but I was changing, I was softening. I wanted to evolve and be free no matter what, so I was open to advice. A few years prior, I would have been defensive and angry, protecting my ego at all costs. The romantic connection, it just wasn't there for me. I tried. I wanted it to be. However, you can't force something like that. I torture myself, but only for a month or so. Thankfully, we are still good friends because he is a man I never want to not have in my life. He was and is truly a blessing. Shortly after I was invited to a psychic reading event by another friend, I told her thank you, but no thank you. She was surprised by my firmness in my voice. I will not allow anyone to put any thoughts in my head ever again. I am the creator of my reality and no one else. She appreciated my response. Lesson learned. Even the best psychics are only 50% right anyway. Free will is our gift from God, and it makes predicting the future, especially an exact date, nearly impossible. There are various possible timelines, and free will choice can cause any number of unpredictable things to happen. On the Earth plane, time is linear. In higher dimensions, there is no linear time. All is the now moment. That's what Einstein meant when he said, time is an illusion. Reality is fluid. Whichever reality we focus on is the one we will experience. Destiny and sacred contracts that we make before we incarnate exist, but because of temporary amnesia and or free will, souls will sometimes make a break or go outside their planned contracts. Every soul has free will, and no one, including the angels, higher beings, or God herself, can interfere with free will.